building school here. So I am inspired by you. I know Ms. Davis is, so continue to do the great work that you do, because we come here each day to learn more about what we can do better as the things that you do. Thank you, and I'm interested to learn about my job.
Hi, my name is Aiden Hughes, and this is my chat project of microbiology, viruses, and bacteria. Let's start with a question. Why should we study microbiology? Because microbiology is a very important field to study, as the more people learn, the more we can protect ourselves from the micro attackers that live in our environment. In my presentation, I will explore the importance of being aware of our vital environment. This is my poem. Tiny invaders unseen to the eye. Bacteria and viruses, they silently fly. Some bring harm, others help us thrive. In our bodies, they grow and strive. A delicate balance, this world of the small. One mistake can lead to fall. Yet we learn, we fight, we endure. With our bodies shine with knowledge pure. In every bite, in every breath, in every bite, microorganisms dance, they and Let's compare and contrast viruses and bacteria. Both of these microorganisms have the potential to disrupt our biological systems. However, they use very different methods to accomplish their goals. First, let's talk about bacteria. Bacteria are living microorganisms that do not need a host to survive or replicate. They come in many different shapes and sizes, and some even have tails to allow them to move around. And down here is a process of a bacteria duplicate itself and breaking into two others. Now let's talk about good bacteria and bad bacteria. Like the bacteria in our stomach that allows us to break down our food. That's a good type of bacteria. The bad type of bacteria are the ones that release toxins like E. coli. E. coli toxins break down the inside of our intestines. Harmful bacteria are fought off with antibiotics. Now let's talk about viruses. Viruses are not a living thing. Viruses need to hijack a cell to make copies of itself. Viruses are hundreds of times smaller than a bacteria and are very dangerous. Down here is a process of a virus hijacking a cell, using the cell's mechanics to copy itself inside of the cell and breaking it out of the cell, resulting in making more of the virus. Now let's talk about good viruses and bad viruses. Like a special group of viruses called bacteriophages. Bacteriophages only attack bacteria cells, not human and animal cells, and can help us fight off bad infections caused by bacteria. Now let's talk about harmful viruses. Harmful viruses go into our cells and use our body's tools to make more of themselves. This process causes our cells to die and can cause a large amount of damage to our bodies. We fight with viruses by getting vaccines before an infection happens. Antibiotics do not work against viruses because viruses are not alive. Now let's talk about the future of microbiology. First, let's talk about superbugs. A big danger to healthcare is antibiotic resistance. This happens when we take antibiotics incorrectly, so the bacteria have time to evolve and become very strong. When this happens, the antibiotics don't work anymore, and the bacteria becomes what is called a superbug. These are very dangerous and deadly. Some superbugs are resistant to all antibiotics. And fun fact, did you know that that the government is keeping 80% of the antibiotics for themselves, so they'd have last line of defense against the bacteria. Let's talk about virus therapy. Virus therapy is a new way to fight bad bacteria and can help us against superbugs. Scientists inject viruses into our body on purpose to attack that bacteria and making someone sick. This can be really helpful with superbugs. Bacteria can only attack bacteria, not humans. Okay, wait. What I am about to show you is a video of a bacteria evolving over how fast a bacteria can evolve and become antibiotic resistant or become a super.
So what we ended up building was basically a petri dish, except that it's 2 feet by 4 feet. And the way we set it up is that there are 9 bands. And at the base of each of these bands, we put a normal petri dish thick agar with different amounts of antibiotic. On the outside, there's no antibiotic. Just in from that, there's barely more than the E. coli can survive. Inside of that, there's 10 times as much, 100 times, and then finally the middle band has 1,000 times as much antibiotic. And then across the top of it, pour some thin agar that bacteria can move around in. The background is black because there's ink in it, and the bacteria appear as white. First, you see they spread in the area where there's no antibiotic, up until the point they can no longer survive. Then a mutant appears on the right. It's resistant to the antibiotic, it spreads, until it starts to compete with other mutants around it. When these mutants hit the next boundary, they too have to pause and develop new mutations to make it into 10 times as much antibiotic. And then you see the different mutants repeat this at 100. And after about 11 days, they finally make it into 1,000 times as much antibiotic as the wild type can survive. And so we can see by this process of accumulating successive mutations that bacteria, which are normally sensitive to an antibiotic, can evolve resistance to extremely high concentrations in a short period of time.
Come on, Dr. Hughes.
Thank you for listening to my presentation.
All right. Woo, 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 woo.